Yo, teach them something Tuesdays, man. How to create branded memes and quote cards so you can continue to share value with your tribe without being so salesy all the time, but at the same time, extend your reach and explode your brand. That's what's going down on today's edition of Teach Them Something Tuesdays, where every Tuesday at noon, you'll find a brand new video just like this, where we're going to be teaching tactics and strategies that I use in my business to help me grow my business and explode my brand. So let's get into it. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win. All right, for those of you who do not know me, my name is H. Cortez, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I'm on a mission to empower working Americans economically through financial literacy with an emphasis on personal brand development and entrepreneurship. I think that's the shortest distance between working hard and building generational wealth. So if you're building a brand online, I see tons and tons of marketers, tons and tons of entrepreneurs, especially some of my fellow network marketers, sharing content that helps them, that gives value, but is not particularly branded. So if you like to share quotes, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with sharing quotes, because it's a way to feed your tribe and give them value and help them become inspired, motivated, encouraged, and all the things that those nice inspirational quotes do for you. However, if you're going to be sharing quotes, then you might as well learn how to brand those quotes so that you're extending your brand reach and your brand authority, even if you are not the originator of the brand. So I'm going to share my screen and show you how I do that. And with an application called Canva.com. There's a link in the description below. Click on that link. You can set up a free account with Canva. Some of the things that I'm doing, I'm actually using the Canva Pro version. And if you decide to upgrade to the Pro version, then I probably will earn a few affiliate dollars for that. That's one of the ways that I can continue to give this free content by because I use affiliate links in a lot of the description. So when you support the affiliate links and these videos, this what allows me to give this content away for free. So let me jump over to screen share and just show you guys how I would do some of this stuff in Canva.com. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to drop the name of your business and or your brand in the comments. Just don't post any links. I love to connect with other entrepreneurs. So I'm gonna share my screen. All right. So this is Canva.com. It is a free editing platform, among other things. One of the things I like to do with it is create memes. So what I'm gonna do, I apologize, I don't have my other screen here in my office just yet. So I'm working with one screen, but I'm gonna go out to a Google Drive, Google browser, and just type in motivational quotes. I'm going to get all of these nice motivational quotes that will come up, and I'm going to show you how I would take some of the best quotes and brand them for my own brand, no matter who says them, but of course, always giving credit to that person. So for instance, this quote says, "Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do." And that's a Brian Tracy quote. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pull in a picture onto this. Now, this particular canvas is a Facebook post canvas. One of the things I love about Canva is it gives you the dimensions based on what it is that you're trying to do. So the first thing we're going to do is take a simple quote. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to backgrounds, and then I'm going to look at some of the images that Canva allows me to use for free. So let's see, I'm going to scroll through. I'm going to click see all on that first. Now I get all of these beautiful scenic images that I can choose. So let's just say I chose that one. Boom. Now that's a nice, aesthetically pleasing background that I could use. So I'm going to go ahead and write this quote down. Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do. And that's Brian Tracy. All right, so now that I have the quote down, and if you guys are going to follow along, then all you need is your favorite couple quotes. You're going to need your picture. And if you already have a logo, you're going to need a logo. So what we're doing first is we're just going to do the quote and a logo. So let me open up a text body here. So I'm going to add text. So first I'm going to put the quote in, and we'll play around with the text later, but let me just get the quote in. Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do. All right, then I'm going to add another text box so that I can give attribution to the author of the quote. And I like to do the little squiggly line. Brian Tracy. All right, so now I have the quote. I have the author of the quote on a nice picture. So I think I want to make the font size a little bit bigger. So let me do this. All right, and with Canva, it kind of helps you out to be efficient. So once I do that and I drag this down, it's automatically going to increase the size of the font, which is pretty cool. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna do the same thing with Brian Tracy's name. I want his name to be a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make sure I give credit where credit is due. All right, as I drag that open, as you see that the name is getting bigger. It also helps me with the little pink line in the middle to know when I'm centered. So I kind of like that. Now, the only thing left for me to do is to throw a logo on here. Now, you've got a couple ways that you can do your logo. I've already uploaded my logos, but if you're not familiar with Canva, if you go to the upload button over here, it will allow you to upload anything from your computer, including logos. Now, I recommend that your logo be in PNG format, meaning there is no background. So I'm going to put the Thornton Online Marketing logo on here. And as you can see, because there's no background, it looks really good on top of any other image. So I'm going to just resize it. I'm actually going to crop it a little bit. You see these white lines right here? If you just move these white lines, then that's the cropping tool. So I'm going to crop the actual logo image so it's a smaller image. Now, I could do something like that. One of the things that you want to do is when you're providing value that you want to increase your engagement, meaning you want people to comment, you want people to share. So one of the things that will stop them from commenting and sharing a lot of times is if your brand is too obvious, right? Especially if you're using a website. So what I would do is I would take my logo here, and then Canva will allow me to fade it out or change the transparency or opacity so that it's not as bold. So as you can see, it's starting to fade out a little bit. And I'm going to fade it out to where you can hardly see it, but it's there. And one of the things I like to do is when I put my logo on something, I like to put it in a place where it can't be cropped out. See, if I put the logo down here, somebody can crop this picture and they can share my wonderful work and not give me credit, right? I used to do that in the past, but I realized that is not a cool thing to do. So I'm going to reduce the size of it a little bit. And I'm going to plop that mug right there. And then I'm going to change the opacity just a little bit more, fade it out just a little bit more. And maybe if I take it down to 15. There we go. So I would leave it like that. Now I have a nice looking quote. It is branded with my watermark, and it's going to give value to my audience. So all I would need to do from here is hit the download button, and I can download it. And if people like that quote, that resonates with them, guess what? They will share it. I can guarantee you that. All right, so that's one way that I would do a branded meme or quote. The other way I would do it is, let's remove the background altogether. So I'm gonna go to background, and I'm just gonna change the background color to white. All right. So the other way that I might do it is I might take my watermarked logo and I might just stretch it across the whole deal. And I will center it like that. And boom. That's another way that I could do it. I probably wouldn't have the background straight white. Maybe I'll do something like that. Nice quote. Brian Tracy gets the credit. It's on my watermarked backdrop. So boom, that's another way that I would do it, right? So that's a branded quote. I'm gonna download that one too, because you can use these, of course, on Facebook, Instagram, and the likes. The other thing that I might do is I might not use my logo altogether, and I might just pop in, say, my website, right? So if I was to do my website, then I would do it in a very small text. So I'm gonna go add some text. There we go. And you see that little tiny text right there, and I would do www.myperfectmoneyplan.com. All right, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I want it to be just a little bit bigger. So let me just do this. Let's see, 18. There we go. So I got it out on the size 18. So what I would do is I would then use it. Maybe I'll throw it right there. I would change the color of the text to something that's going to blend in. Let's see. And I might run it up the side like so. All right, so I'm gonna close this down a little bit. There we go. And then I put my website somewhere like right there. And then I would again go to the opacity or the transparency and fade it out a little bit. So it's still visible, but it's not like, hey, share my website. It is share the value and my website just goes along with it. So then I will download that one. And of course, you could change the actual quotes as you go along. So those are two ways that I would do the logo. I would do the watermark. I would do a quick logo. I would do also website. Now let's move into a quote card with my picture on it. So I'm gonna go to my uploads and I'm gonna go and grab this picture. All right. And then if you have the pro version of Canva, what you could do is go to the effects. I'm going to remove the background and see how well it removes the background from this picture. Okay, not bad. So now I'm just going to crop it in. I'm going to crop. And I'm going to crop just like that. So now what I'll do is I will take the text, move it over like that, make my picture a lot bigger. Now that picture isn't going to work because it's very pixelated. So, but I want to give you an idea. You always want to start with a nice high resolution image. And I remember that picture, my wife took that from her cell phone. So it's not the best image. But I just want to show you. Let me just do this. Let me get one of my better images so that it looks really clean. I think I already have a couple of them up here. All right, let's use this one instead. All right, higher resolution. I actually had my graphics team clean it up so that it was, but if you got a good image where the background is already removed from the image, or where there's good contrast between you and the background, then Canva does a pretty good job of removing that. So now what I will do is I've got the image here, I've got the quote, I've got the author, I've got my website on the side, which I will leave that there. And I would just move it over just a little bit. Move this over a little bit too. All right, so now what you can do is, if you wanted to, you can put some effects on the actual text as well. So you see that? I was able to take that text, put a little graphics on it. There's another, or a little, not graphics, but a little effect to it. Then I can take, so that gives it a little bit of a shadowy effect. Let's see. Bring the intensity up. Let me do that. All right. So you can play with all of these different things, right? I don't want curve, splice, lift, hollow out. All right, let me go back to where I was. All right, something like that. Glitch. And then I can change these colors and these intensities behind these colors. So you can do a lot of effects with what you're doing. You can change the colors on these effects. So just kind of depends on your own styling. You can make these text a little bit. So if I change the actual font altogether, then it also changed how the effect looks on the font as well. All right, so let's say if I took that, for instance, I'm going to go back to my effects, And I want to put a little glow on it. All right. I want to change the color. Let's see if I want to come there with it. That's too much. Not light enough. There we go. Let me go back to my effects and see now. What does the echo do? All right, I kind of like that. So you can play around with it and get what you want out of it. And create your own little masterpiece. And I can leave Brian Tracy the same. Now I just created a quote card that has my picture on it, has my website on the side, kind of obscure. Bang, if I wanted to throw in my logo at the bottom, I could. Let's just do that for kicks and giggles. So I'm gonna go to my uploads and I'm gonna go to and grab my other logo. Somebody's playing with the lights out there. All right, so there's my other logo. And I'm just gonna shrink that one down. And maybe I'll just throw that one in the corner like that. Bang. So now a branded quote card that I can download that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to my Facebook page and see if I can find one of my recent quotes and kind of show you how people engage with your quote cards and how they get shared and that kind of stuff, because this is a great way for you to give value, especially if you're on Instagram a lot. If you're on Facebook, like me, I do a ton of Facebook videos. So I've gone to these quote cards as a way to add value in between my Facebook Lives and my video uploads. So let me just show you really quickly what it looks like as a Facebook quote. You guys got any questions? Let me know, man. Good info. How do you make a watermark? This is awesome. All right, so I'll go back to watermark in just 1 second. But really the watermark, if you have your logo saved in what's called PNG format, then the way you make the watermark is you put that onto Canva, and I'll show you again where you change the transparency. So let me see if I can find one of my quotes from a Facebook post so that you guys can see some of the engagement that you could potentially get when you're sharing this kind of stuff. All right, just 1 second. Let me see. Let me see. All right, so let's check this out. So let me change the screen share real quick so that you guys can, I can show you my actual Facebook page. So let me stop screen share. Now let me share screen again. Chrome tab. I want to go to Facebook. All right, share. All right, so on my Facebook page, you'll see that I've got a post that I did just, I think this morning. And it's that same thing. I guess I need to go to my business page. All right, no, that's not my business page. Let me stop the screen share because I actually shared the wrong browser. All right, so financial health mentor. All right, let me try this one more time. Share, yes. Application window. Tab. There we go. All right, yeah, I shared my personal profile. All right, so on the financial health mentor page, this is my primary page for my Facebook brand. But if I scroll down, you'll see that 6 hours ago, I posted this. Too many people are believing the lies being told to them by them, right? So as you can see, it's reached 440 people, 35 people engaged with it, 9 people shared it. And this is what you want. You want to be able to put out content that people will share. So if we look at, what I'm teaching in this free training is you see the watermark of my logo right here. You see, I also have my website up the side. Now, I probably should have faded it out a little bit more. The less branding that's clearly visible, the more people actually share the content. So 9 shares, which is pretty cool. 17 people liked it. 440 people reached, 35 people engaged with it in some capacity. And this is what you want. You want people sharing your content because this helps the algorithm, especially on Facebook. The algorithm goes as such: likes, comment, views, likes, comments, and shares. When somebody shares your stuff, Facebook really shows you a lot of love. So let me just really quickly recap on how to do the watermark so that you can see how to do that. Appreciate the engagement and the comments. Let me share my screen again. Let me go to Chrome tab. There we go. All right, so the way you do your watermark, and I'm just gonna delete this. I'm just gonna move this stuff out of the frame for now. All right, so the way you do this on Canva, you see my logo, right? You notice that it does not have any background around it. It's just the text and the image behind, but it doesn't have a background. The way you make it a watermark on Canva is you go to where it says transparency. And right now the transparency is set at 100%. If I start to reduce that, you'll see that the logo itself starts to fade. So now if I reduce it down to 16, you see, if I put the text on top of that, you'll be able to see the text, but you'll see the logo bleeding through just a little bit, right? That's how you create a watermark. But you can do that with any image. So if your logo is a text logo, that's fine. You can do that with text. Let me just move my logo for a second. I can do that with text. If I take this transparency and say I wanted to reduce it, you see now the text becomes a watermark, right? What about my picture? If I wanted my picture to be the watermark, I again go to transparency and I fade the picture out. And now my picture becomes the watermark. So say I wanted to watermark it with my picture. I did that. I brought the text back in, center it. When that little pink line shows up, that means I'm centered. There we go. And then I take the transparency of the text all the way back to 100%. Now I have the text, but you can see faintly my picture behind the text. So what I would recommend is, while there is nothing wrong with sharing quotes, I would suggest that you make those quotes brandable to you and your brand, so that some of those quotes will go viral. I got a couple quotes that was shared 100 times, right? Some of them will go viral. And I always share from my business page. So when they do get shared, it brings people back to my business page, right? And they're going to scroll through my business page, see all the other value that I give, and then they're going to like my business page. And when they like the business page, I'm going to send them a message, say, hey, I appreciate you liking the page. Let me tell you a little bit about what I do. And then I introduce myself to them, ask them, how can I serve you? What do you need help with? And when it comes to your finances or building your business and or your brand, how can I serve you? Remember, all businesses are relationship businesses. So what I'm doing with the branded quote cards is I'm sharing my brand, but I'm sharing it in a way that allows me to deepen my relationship with my followers, and it gives them value that they can turn around and share. Now they deepen their relationship with their followers because they're sharing good value, but they're also introducing their followers to me. So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in to this first ever installment of Teaching Something Tuesday. Let me know in the comments, what would you like for me to teach next week? Also, drop in the comments, what was your favorite tip that you got from this particular training? And I'll see you guys next week. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you turn on that bell notification so that you get notified every time that we go live. Not just Teaching Something Tuesdays, but we've got live and recorded videos coming up on this channel all the time. That's going to help you get your money right. That's going to help you get your marketing right. That's going to help you get your mindset right. So if you're about getting your money right, your marketing right, and your mindset, then this is the channel for you. Until next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear.